and Tobago, welcome to the #1 current affairs program, Real Talk with Saieed Ali. Viewers, remember to like us on Facebook, Real Talk with Saieed Ali on our Facebook page. Like and share. Also subscribe on YouTube, TT Real Talk. Hit the bell and you will know when we go live. So viewers, as we start our program tonight, straight into it. Embattled Auditor General Jayawanti Ramdas is expected to learn the outcome of her lawsuit, which challenges a cabinet-appointed probe into the handling of misrepresentation of revenue in the national accounts in May. High Court Judge Charles promised to deliver her judgment on May 12th when she met with parties and gave directions for the filing of submission during a case management conference in December. Meanwhile, the country's highest appellate court expressed disappointment over attempts by Finance Minister Clongenbert and his cabinet colleagues to prevent Ramdas from mounting her legal challenges. Now viewers, in November last year, 5 law lords of the Privy Council dismissed an appeal brought by Imbert and the cabinet over Ramdas being granted leave to pursue a legal lawsuit over the fairness of the probe. Listen to this.
The accounts in circumstances where that understatement hadn't properly been reconciled. And what's more, the 780,000 that was first identified as part of the understatement was never reconciled.
And the minister is interested to find out.
But why doesn't the term of reference say, just as it identifies the Auditor General, why doesn't it say, please investigate the minister's behaviour?
Well, that's a good point, milady, but it does say... That would have been
an even-handed term.
Well, it does say to investigate the Auditor General's response to the attempts to bring this to her attention.
Well, that's looking at her conduct. I'm interested to know to what extent the minister's conduct is going to be investigated, because if this was genuinely an even-handed investigation that wasn't designed to deflect the blame away from the minister and onto the Auditor General, it might have been...
It would be more even-handed to say, investigate the actions of the minister and investigate the actions of the Auditor General, since they seem to be, in some ways, the main antagonists, if that's the right word, or participants in these series of events. But curiously, the minister is not singled out, but the Auditor General is. It might be said.
Now, viewers, Lady Similar rejected claims that the probe was not a bid to lawful begin the process of removing Ramdas under the Constitution. I'll listen to this.
In the grounds for bias on page 60 of the electronic portal, at paragraph 105, the allegation is that the minister is charged with ministerial responsibility for his ministry. The investigation concerns errors in maladministration on his watch. And he has defended the conduct of himself and his officials and disingenuously sought to shift the blame to the Auditor General. That would be an improper purpose for an investigation, wouldn't it? If you were targeting an Auditor General in order to shift the blame away from your own conduct. That's part of the bias ground. It's under the heading grounds for bias.
Milady, I'm having great difficulty responding to the board because, as I've been repeating, we answered a case that was put before the court.
This is the case.
Sorry?
No, this is the case.
Now, Trinidad and Tobago. The dispute between Ramdas and the Ministry of Finance arose in April last year, after the public ministry sought to deliver amended public accounts for 2023, which sought to explain a reported 2.6 billion underestimation in revenue. Ramdas initially refused receipts as she claimed that she needed a legal advice on whether she could accept them after the January statutory deadline for submission. Ramdas eventually attempted the record and dispatched audit staff to verify them. Now, viewers, she then submitted her original audit or annual report to Parliament, which was based on the original records. In subsequent legal correspondence between the parties, Ramdas claimed that her audit team was unable to reconcile the amended record based on document it audited. Ramdas contended that the amended record appeared to be backdated to the original statutory deadline in January. Ramdas also took issue with the fact that the discrepancies was initially estimated at 3.4 billion. Imbert repeatedly denied any wrongdoing. So Trinidad and Tobago, the big issue with the $3.4 billion that is still missing. That is still missing. Imbert said he did nothing wrong and denied everything. But on top of this, he said a check clearance system was the cause for this money go missing. To date, as I am here live presently, Jayawanti Ramdas is still waiting permission from Central Bank to check the check clearance system. Why? We in 2025. This issue was brought up in 2023. Why are we still in 2025 and the check clearance system has not been checked as yet? If the check clearance system was the fault for $3.4 billion to go missing, well, then this is the first thing that's supposed to be checked to make sure that system was the problem. To date in January 2025, that system has not been checked. Has not been checked. Why? So where now did $3.4 billion go? Trinidad and Tobago still wants to know. I-side still wants to know. You know why? Because I am bringing it to you that money is missing. What kind of money? Taxpayers' money is missing. Who to give account for it? The Ministry of Finance has to give account for it. Can they give account for it? According to the Auditor General Office of Trinidad and Tobago, they cannot give account for it. So where is the money? So when you hear you go in the schools and the school breaking down, don't complain. When you go to the hospital and there is not sufficient medical or medicine or performance of surgeries in the hospital, don't complain. You know why? None of them complaining or want to find out where the $3.4 billion went under the P&M Ministry of Finance. Nobody wants to find out. Why not? Why not? Police need back pay. All they get any back pay, no they get no money. But how about the police story for you? Around 7:30. I want to know if it had idiots on the government road sharing tickets. Moving on. Oh, before I move on, I just want to remind you this. 5%. Wrecker, truck, normal thing. So Trinidad and Tobago, real talk, financing is offering you 5% on fixed deposits. Remember that, viewers. Now, we are the only licensed financial institution in Trinidad and Tobago that is offering 5% on a fixed deposit. The only offering 5%. In 2024, we offered 4%. People wanted something more. So in 2025, January, we started off the year with 5% for individuals. How does it work? It's a fixed deposit. Once you invest on a fixed deposit, I will do financing for 5 years and over, you're going to get 5% interest on your money. Now, if you invest $100,000 for 5 years, initially we had it at 4%, where you're getting $20,000 at the end of 5 years. Now you're getting 25,000 more money for who? The citizens of Trinidad and Tobago. More money for who? The one who's making this investment. You're getting $5,000 more at the end of 5 years. Now, you don't have to wait for 5 years to cash in. You don't. You're getting your interest up front. Again, when there's a vision by an individual, the people will not perish. Without a vision, God said, my people will perish. But when you have a vision, they will not perish because you know where you're going, you know what you're doing. Yes? It's only at Real Talk. It's only at Real Talk you're getting that. So Trinidad and Tobago, don't delay. Check your bank, see where you're getting, check your interest, and move over to Real Talk Financing. Man have a vision. Also, viewers, Real Talk Equipment Rental, we have a truck for sale, viewers. Very prestige condition. You can see it on television. Look at the condition of the vehicle. So this is a wrecker, and it also has a crane to this truck. So this truck could actually do two work. You could do wrecking service for this work, or you could do transporting of heavy equipment. Whatever it is heavy that you need to lift, there's a crane to lift on it, and it could be yours. Contact Real Talk Equipment at 339-1670 or 238-6716, and they will give you information. Also, viewers, there's an excavator for sale. It's a new model 306E excavator, fully equipped for the construction industry. With this excavator, there's a grader in front attached onto it. So while you're digging your hole, or you're digging your pond, or you're digging your drain, you can actually level the road or grade the road as you go along, they say. So remember that, viewers, Real Talk Equipment 339-1670 or 238-6716. Also, Real Talk has launched a new department, viewers. We are in the business of buying crash and damaged vehicle. So if you have a truck, you have a bus, you have a van, you have a car, contact Real Talk 339-1670 or 238-6716. You can also send your pictures to 267-7325. It's a WhatsApp number, and you can have communication there. The best price could be yours. You never know. So viewers, we are going for a short commercial break, but when we come back, we're going to hear St. Vincent reported 25% jump in tourists. Imagine that, eh? And we was once the little Dubai of the Caribbean. More when we return.
We'll be right back.
Tired of wasting precious time at the bank applying for a loan, only to be denied? We understand your frustration. Here at Real Talk Group of Companies, we take a different approach. Contact Saieed, Managing Director of Real Talk Group of Companies and licensed moneylender at 238-6716, 242-7690 or 339-1670. Feel free to visit our office at number 14 Carney Savannah Road, Chaguanas, or number 132 Superior Road, Victoria Village, San Fernando.
Throws you a curveball, and you need a clear path forward. Trust Real Talk Wrecking Service to get you back on track. Whether you're stuck on the roadside or dealing with an unexpected breakdown, our 24/7 wrecking service is just one call away. Fast response, reliable towing, and a team that's got your back. At Real Talk Wrecking Service, we don't just tow, we rescue. Real Talk Wrecking Service, your lifeline on the road to recovery.
At Real Talk Studios, we dedicate our time to highlight the glaring issues we face within our community. Catch us live every Wednesday between 7 to 8 p.m. Real Public Concern. Because your concerns are meant to be heard. Send your email to realpublicconcerns@gmail.com.
Welcome back.
So Trinidad and Tobago, remember 5% on fixed deposit, only at Real Talk Financing. Remember that interest up front when you open your fixed deposit. Only we at Real Talk Financing will create a better interest for you, the people of Trinidad and Tobago. Nobody else. Now, we move on over to St. Vincent. St. Vincent and the Grenadines has recorded a 25% increase in visitors' arrival in 2024 as a result of the opening of the Caribbean brand Sandal in the destination. In a news release, Sandal said, for the first time in the country's history, stay-over arrivals surpassed 100,000, reaching an impressive 101,471 visitors by December 2024. This surge marks a transformative economic boom for the multi-island state, driving jobs creation and boosting airlift capacity. Now, Trinidad and Tobago, when they say boom in their country, mean the country is growing. In Trinidad, when members say boom, it's because the country going down. So congratulations to St. Vincent on their growth in tourism. Now, Sandals of St. Vincent and the Grenadines is seen as the catalyst of this growth, significantly rising the country's profile on the global travel stage. The Minister of Tourism, Carlos James, said that this boost in the tourism marks a significant achievement for the multi-island state, which has experienced the highest average growth in stay-over arrivals across the Caribbean. Meanwhile, Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley also highlighted the opposition rejection of the Sandal proposal, which he urged and argued has proven successful for neighboring such as St. Vincent and the Grenadines, where tourism has surged to a record of 104,000 visitors. Well, let's listen to Dr. Rowley.
Today, I saw two pieces of correspondence in the international media. One is that St. Vincent, for the first time, has an explosion in its tourism. They've had over 104,000 long-stay visitors to St. Vincent. First time they crossed 100,000. And their tourism is booming. And you know what is causing that? The Tobago sandals. The Tobago sandals. The project that was too good for Tobago, that they believed that the PNM would have benefited in the Tobago House of Assembly and national election, so scuttle it, so they could win elections.
So viewers, according to the Prime Minister, it's Tobago sandal that caused St. Vincent to boom. You know they wanted a sandal in Tobago. Nobody said no, you know. But were they going through the correct procedure? Ask yourself that. Ask yourself that. Now, switching gears, Dr. Rowley have stated that in the next few weeks or days, there will be a delivery of the most modern hospital tower in the Caribbean, over 500 beds, in a brand new hospital in the city of Port of Spain. Well, listen to this.
Today, in Trinidad and Tobago, 69 years after the PNM, we have in every community, east, west, north, central, and Tobago, a modern hospital providing medical care of the highest order for free. The Colonial Hospital in Port of Spain was expanded a little later on, but eventually the main block in that hospital was condemned in 2009. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, nothing happened. But this government decided that we are running true to our commitment to available health care of the highest standard. So in the next few weeks or days or whenever, we will take delivery of the most modern hospital tower in the Caribbean. Over 500 beds in a brand new hospital in the city of Port of Spain, where the main block was condemned and pulled down and built in an era of reduced government revenue.
So now Trinidad and Tobago, as he's talking about hospital, he also spoke about crime. He said there were always gangs in urban communities, but they had moved from fighting with razors and ice pick to assault weapon. Listen to Dr. Raoul.
We have an interest in our party succeeding, in our country succeeding. But we have a small minority calling themselves the criminal gangs, who are hell-bent on making our lives a living hell. Ladies and gentlemen, it's not new. It's not new. We have always had gangs in our urban communities. But the same way the country has developed from the $2 bill to the $100 blue note, the original gangs doing the same thing that they do now, providing social gathering and comfort and identity to some youngsters who are going astray. They used to fight with razor and ice pick and physical muscle and iron bolt and cutlass. That's what they used to fight with. And then there was a time when the plague was homemade guns. And then we started to get an inexhaustible supply of lethal handguns and now assault weapons designed as efficient killing machines. And because the ability to kill has improved so much, the negative input of the gangs in our society has multiplied manyfold. It is a challenge, one that we have to engage.
Now, viewers, after everything he said, the Prime Minister said he would address the PNM one more time before demitting office as Prime Minister. This 70th year would be the year when I walk away from responsibility in the nation. Listen to him one more time.
As we move forward into our 70th year, for me personally, it's a year I'll never forget. And I hope to address you one more time, so I won't say too much tonight. But this 70th year would be the year when I walk away from responsibility in this nation. But I do so having come the full circle from working with my hands in the dirt, planting grass on Hope Estate, to signing documents of billions of dollars for you, the people of Trinidad and Tobago.
So, we're going to look out for him one more time. Switching gears. The Education Ministry, Dr. Nyan Gasby-Dolly, have indicated that the more education a person receives, less likely they are to be engaged in criminal activity. That view by the Prime Minister, Dr. Keith Rowley, was pointed out by Education Ministry, Dr. Nyan Gasby-Dolly, in a Senate yesterday, replying to a query from Opposition Senator Wade Mark. Mark asked if the minister could say whether or not the government has developed a policy on using education and skill trained as an anti-crime strategy. This, he said, followed the statement made by Prime Minister when he addressed students and staff at the University of the Southern Caribbean graduation ceremony on June 30th, 2024. Quoting the PM, Gatsby Dolly stated that corruption and criminality consume our limited resource and have a weakening effect on the growth of business and enterprise. The ministry also indicated that education and crime are said to have an inverse causal relationship. The more education one receives, the less likely one is to be engaged in criminal activity. Listen to this.
Pointed out, and again I quote, corruption and criminality consume our limited resources and have a debilitating effect on the growth of business and enterprise, thereby directly impacting economic growth and activity, the availability of jobs, the expansion of entrepreneurial spirit, and opportunities for financial and social progress. Education and crime are said to have an inverse causal relationship. That is, the more education one receives, the less likely one is to be engaged in criminal activity.
Now, Trinidad and Tobago. During the Standing Finance Committee, MP Saddam Hussein questioned whether or not programs would have been removed from the accessing gate funding as a decrease of 35 million TT dollars was seen in the allocation for the fiscal year. Saddam.
Line item 17, the GATE program. Minister, I saw that for fiscal 2021, there's a cut in the GATE program by $35 million. Is there any intention of the government to reduce the number of programs that will be GATE funded for fiscal 2021?
Now, viewers, decreased scholarship offered. Now, listen to this, eh? Can I echo it now? The Ministry of Education, Dr. Nian Gatsby Dolly, indicated at a press conference hosted by the Ministry of Education that the scholarship program was being revamped and reviewed. Several changes were made as only 100 open scholarship would be distributed in additional to 500 bursary scholarship. Listen to this.
In this regard, Cabinet has taken a decision to make critical adjustments to the GATE and scholarships program, which will allow for greater equity in distribution of precious resources, which will focus the assistance where it is most required. Accordingly, with immediate effect, no more than 100 national scholarships will be awarded annually, and 500 national bursaries will be made available to students who are citizens of Trinidad.
Now, viewers, listen to this. Vacancies at vocational school. During a press conference hosted by the United National Congress, the MP for Tabakit, Anita Haynes, highlighted vacancies at the technical and vocational schools in Trinidad and Tobago. Take a listen.
And so my question to the Minister of Education was very clear. We were looking at what the number of technical vocational instructors currently employed in the Ministry of Education, and the number of vacant positions for technical vocational instructors and teachers as at April 30th, 2023. And I'm raising this because it directly addresses the concerns of the Prime Minister, who believes that the education system under his tenure as the head of the executive of Trinidad and Tobago seems to be failing our children. And so when you go through, they list the public secondary schools and the things that are available. You see that they say that they have 550 instructors and 115 vacancies.
So viewers, so the government is saying that the more education a person receives means the less chance of that person being in crime. But yet, they made so many cuts and decrease in the education sector. How are we going to deal with that now, Gatsby Dolly? Yet schools remain unfinished. Yet you have a system where only who qualify can get a laptop. It's sad. It's sad to know that schools are unbuilt. Schools remain 75% functional. Violence in school. But yet you are saying that the more education a person has, is less likely they are involved in criminal activities. I'll tell you this, some of the criminals have right now, they are masterminds. Some have degrees. Some have bachelor degrees. And they're committing crime. Yep. So viewers, we are going for a short commercial break, but when we come back, we have a story from the DCP assured issues of more body cams for TTPS being addressed after this.
We'll be right back.
Tired of wasting precious time at the bank applying for a loan, only to be denied? We understand your frustration. Here at Realtalk Group of Companies, we take a different approach. Contact Saieed, Managing Director of Realtalk Group of Companies and licensed moneylender at 238-6716, 242-7690 or 339-1670. Feel free to visit our office at number 14 Carney Savannah Road, Chaguanas, or number 132 Superior Road, Victoria Village, San Fernando.
Throws you a curveball, and you need a clear path forward. Trust Realtalk Wrecking Service to get you back on track. Whether you're stuck on a roadside or dealing with an unexpected breakdown, our 24/7 wrecking service is just one call away. Fast response, reliable towing, and a team that's got your back. At Realtalk Wrecking Service, we don't just tow, we rescue. Realtalk Wrecking Service, your lifeline on the road to recovery.
At Realtalk Studios, we dedicate our time to highlight the blaring issues we face within our community. Catch us live every Wednesday between 7 to 8 p.m. Real public concern. Because your concerns are meant to be heard. Send your email to realpublicconcerns@gmail.com.
Welcome back.
So Trinidad and Tobago, Realtalk Financing have the perfect offer for you on fixed deposit. It's 5% interest on your fixed deposit. The good thing about this is that you're getting your interest up front. So if you invest $100,000 on a fixed deposit for 5 years, everybody else giving you $3,000. That's $15,000 for the year, right? But we were offering $20,000. Now, Realtalk Financing is offering you 5% on a fixed deposit, interest up front. So, let me use a rough figure of $100,000. You invest $100,000 on a fixed deposit. For 5 years, it's $25,000 you're getting. Now, the good thing about it is that you're getting your interest up front in a matter of a few days' time once your check clear. Nobody else does it better than Realtalk. Remember that. The man with a vision, people will not perish once you have a vision. So viewers, again, Realtalk Equipment Rental, we have a beautiful truck for sale. It's a 7-ton wrecker with a crane attached onto this truck. Like I said, you could do 2 jobs with this truck. You could do wrecking with this truck, or you could do transporting. You could lift anything with the crane, rest it on the tray, transport it, and you're making money. 2 jobs in one. Remember that, viewers. Also, viewers, Real Talk Equipment Rental has an excavator. It's a 306. It's a new model. It's an E-Series. Beautiful condition. You can't go wrong. If you're into the construction, this is the perfect thing. There's also a blade attached onto this excavator that you could grade your road or grade wrong your pond while you're doing your construction work. Also, Real Talk viewers has launched a new department where we are in the crash and damaged vehicle. So, bus, truck, maxi, cars, van, a write-off, insurance pay-off, you want to sell it, contact us at 339-1670 or 238-6716 and we'll buy it from you. Also, viewers, I'll tell you something, take advantage of the 5%, because you might miss out. So, you have a call? Call a good night.
Yeah, pleasant good night, my lord. Happy New Year.
Prem.
How are you going?
Good. How are you?
Everything alright, man. But we have some problem because of the crime thing going on with CPEP. CPEP are trying to get us. They're punishing me outside with 500 workers. And 3 men had to take up day work and they're not paying me. They had the truck and I don't know where the truck is. And why they're doing with that, for why the corporation, why the ministers and the checkers making me take up CPEP work. This is why I want to get us. I try and go to the station. They're advantaging me outside it. They're not paying me.
I understand what you're saying.
And there's extra work too.
Thank you, my friend.
Government work to see about day work and the people work.
Thank you, my friend. So, viewers, the Deputy Commissioner of Police, Junior Benjamin, has revealed that approximately 940 body cameras were being used across the service. However, he described this as a minute amount compared to more than 6,000 police officers in the service. While encouraging all officers to use the body cams, they are available. Benjamin admits that there is a limited number of body cams thus far. Benjamin.
The Tobago Police Service, we support the use of body cams, and therefore we continue to encourage all officers to use the body cams that are available. It is important to note that there is a limited number of body cams thus far. From my last count, we have approximately about 940 in use. And we are saying that when you compare that to the population of over 6,000, it's a minute amount. So therefore, it's quite possible that persons might not have body cams to go out there. Nevertheless, we are saying to our officers, once you have body cameras in use in your division or sections, you are to use them in accordance with the departmental order. We are also saying that we have continued to increase the number of training in terms of our officers, and we have ensured that that training is going in all divisions and sections as well, because we are supporting the idea of the use of body cameras.
Now, viewers, he asked whether the lack of footage was linked to officers not taking the matter seriously. Benjamin said it was not the case. He said there are officers wearing the body cam. However, the PCA probably might not have received footage. Benjamin.
Again, I don't believe about punishment, because I believe, first of all, we have officers wearing the body cam. So let's not act like if they're not wearing the body cam. And they probably might not PCA probably have not received any. And I'm saying that we are going to continue to do our part by encouraging the officers. But I think once we have the body cam and we have enough, it should not be a problem for police officers to wear the body cam.
So Trinidad and Tobago, while we're talking about police, around 6:10 this evening, I got a ticket. I'm going to take my time and explain this ticket for you all. If I side get a ticket and I am wrong, I will stay quiet because I am wrong. I will simply say, officer, I am sorry, I am wrong, I will take my ticket. I big enough, I fair enough. A ticket money ain't gonna break me. Good? Nice. Pop the pit here. Those of you who know the Price Mart area, everybody know Medford flyover. Zoom up on the pit here a little bit. All right. Now, Trinidad and Tobago. I was coming from north, Port of Spain, heading south. Good? Everybody know when you reach Price Mart on the highway, right? You have to, when you exit the highway, there is 2 lanes. After the Medford flyover, you go down and you merge to the left to come in from the highway to come in by Price Mart. Good. Now, if you could look, I'm going to tell you something. A real vex this evening, 6:10. You see those cars coming. You see, zoom up on, close to the red car. Zoom up, I'm direct. I see if you can zoom a little bit. Nice, all that could work. Now, Trinidad and Tobago. When I exited the highway heading south and I swing into Price Mart, I was on the outer lane, which would have been the right lane where the red car is coming up. Good? Because on the left lane, where the maxi is when you leave the highway and you make your curve and you come in by Price Mart. Now the left lane, where the van and the maxi is, will take you straight on top the Medford flyover to come down by the gas station there. Good. You see where the black van is? My van was there. Right? I left the highway, make the curve on the right side and coming up. So the black van and the red car on the right hand side coming up from the highway. Nice? Good. So you see where that red car is merging from the right lane to the left lane to come on top the flyover to come down by Medford gas station down there? Good, we have a fair idea. So let's just say the black van behind that red car is my van. I merged, right, from the right lane onto the left lane where the maxi is to stay on that lane to come over on the flyover to come down by Medford gas station. Now you have a fair idea of what happened. Now show them the ticket. Start from the top of the ticket. Swoop down to go down to the offense. The traffic offense. Director, traffic offense. Zoom to the top. To the top. Top. Trinidad and Tobago. I just show you the pit here, right? And I directed where my van was. Improper overtaking on the left side of the road. Look at that, eh? Improper overtaking on the left side of the road. This is the violation. This is what they said to me, okay? All right. It's $1,000. Scroll up. Let me see the police officer. Look at the time. 6:09. That happened this afternoon, peak hours. Good? We're scrolling down to the police. Look at the police. Isaac? Is Isaac? Isaac is his name? Isaac Suklal. Number 12292. Police constable. Now, Mr. Suklal, let me go back to the picture. So, my vehicle, let's just say it's the black van. If I come from the highway and I on the right lane, right? Merging from the right lane to the left lane to come on top the flyover, to come down by Medford, to come on to Caroni Savannah Road, where I live in. And my business place is on 14 Caroni Savannah Road. How the mother in hell? Trinidad and Tobago. Is that a violation? Come back to me. Trinidad and Tobago. I on the left lane. For everybody who know the Price Mart area, when you leave the highway and you come around the bend, you're coming into a 2-lane a left and a right. And everybody is drive heading north. And when you get your clearance, you move to the left and you come over onto the flyover and you come down about your business. How the mother in hell, that could be a violation. Officer Suklal, show them the ticket again. All you want to play Dancy head? Go back up to the penalty on top. All you want to play Dancy head and stupid? With the penalty. Improper overtaking on the left side of the road. How the mother in hell, go back to the picture. How the mother in hell, could be improper overtaking on the left-hand side when I had to be on the left-hand side to come onto the flyover, to come onto Caroni Savannah Road, to come onto where my building is. Tell me, show the officer one more time. Isaac Suklal. Come Isaac, I need answer from you. Isaac Suklal, 12292, a police constable. Now Trinidad and Tobago, you know me. Come back. Now, when I reach on top now, the fly on top, before I turn, a police officer in 2 stripe pull me over. Boss, I'm going to my office, I'm late. Could you tell me what I did? Park up on the white line just before I make the curve to come onto the flyover. So I park up. A young officer come up. Driver's permit, insurance, I hand them it. I go and give you a ticket. Officer, what I did? What I did? Put back up the picture. Officer, what I did? He ain't say nothing. He ain't say nothing. He give me a ticket. I say, officer, tell me what I do. He say, you overtake. I say, overtake what? He say, you had a violation. I say, a violation of what? So I jump out my van now, and I take a picture. I on the right-hand side where that van is. Now I come from the highway. Bumper to bumper, 6 o'clock in the evening. You can't go across on your left-hand side because bumper to bumper, look at the traffic. Where the mark says the van is bumper to bumper traffic. I say, officer, how I violate that? I say, I live in Caroni Savannah Road. You have my driver's permit in your hand. You see I live in Caroni Savannah Road, but you decide to give me a ticket of a violation. How I violate? Now Trinidad and Tobago, every morning they have traffic wardens. I just hail out the traffic wardens. Good morning, officer. How are you today? Whether it be male or female. Good? The traffic warden, there's be right where the police officer stand up. And you know what it be doing? Directing people to merge in. To merge in. The indicator was on. A bright amber light. Understand? But officer, when I ask the 2-stripe man now, boss, I got a ticket. You tell me my violation right there. If I on the right-hand side coming from the highway and I swinging price mat and I driving up, my indicator on, and I looking to merge to the left lane now, to go up the hill now, to swing left, to come on the flyover, to pass in front Medford gas station, to come down in my business place, to come in my studio, to go live. How I violate that? Tell me. Tell me, Trinidad and Tobago, how did I violate that? Put back up the picture again. Put back up the picture. Let me tell you something. If I get a ticket and I get it innocently, I will take it. Now, if you look on the opposite side, look at the bumper to bumper. That passing price mat going down now to the roundabout. Some going to cut off on the highway, some going to Endeavour side, some maybe going back to come back in the price mat. But you tell me, if my vehicle is the black van there, put back up the picture. If my vehicle is the black van and I now come off the highway, bumper to bumper traffic, how the mother in hell I cause a violation when I'm moving from the right into the left. You see what the red car doing? Or let's see what the red car doing? That's what I was doing. How that's a violation? So I want to ask, so Suklal now, when you're heading north on the highway, what you have to do to merge left? Is that a violation, Suklal? Officer Suklal, If you're heading north on the highway and you leave the left lane and you want to go on the right lane, is that a violation? Let me tell you something. Don't play dancing head with me, you know. I live in Caroni Savannah Road. All you can't tell me about the traffic. All you cannot tell me about the traffic by Price Smart. I live in on Caroni Savannah Road. When I tell the officer, I said, well, explain to me my charge. You know, Isaac Soklat cannot explain to me what he charged me for. When I ask the two-stripe man now, boss, how that could be a violation? I live in Caroni Savannah Road and not come off the highway. I say, forget all this police. What you going to do? You know the two-stripe man tell me? Don't behave like that now. Really, you pay any $1,000 for me? I just come here and beg Minister of Finance to release funding for police to get a back pay. But Suklal this evening had a high temper. Hey Dan, let me tell you something. And I've been very nice and polite with you. Because I highlighted some nonsense police did already on my program. You understand? And they wanted, oh, Saieed, we could do this and we could do that. You know, I tell them, I said, Dan, I just do spirit work. Anytime you're ready, come do it. Come and do it. I never hear about them again. I'm tell you something, Trinidad and Tobago. If I get a ticket and I wrong, I will pay my ticket. $1,000 breaking me, I didn't lend money. I want you to understand that. But you see, giving an innocent man a wrong ticket, trust me, it just sitting with me nice. And on top of that, you had a stink attitude. You don't cut it with me. You don't cut it with me. Put back up the ticket, put back up the picture and the ticket. You know why I choose to do this tonight? 6:10 this evening. Look at the traffic. Look at the traffic. And 3 policemen decide to come and charge people now. So my van, start from the top of the ticket, go down. I want people to read it proper. Read it. Improper overtaking on the left side. How the mother in hell overtake on the left side when I'm merging from the right to go to the left to come and top the flyover. All I read the ticket, look at it. $1,000 3 demerit point for what? For what? All you tell me now. Tell me. Look at the time that happened this evening. Look at the time. Call it good night.
Good night, side. Long time I call. This is the imitation vaccine vegan.
Tell me.
Let me ask you a question. Your van is the van behind the red car?
Let me just say that my van because they would have stopped me. They say I violate a sign.
Right. Listen to me. I played police now. Did the red car get a ticket?
No, the red car gone.
All right, because the red car supposed to get a ticket, you know.
Exactly.
Because he crossing a continuous white line. You can't cross a continuous white line. Once you cross the continuous white line, you will get a ticket. It's only a broken white line you could come in and come out and swift onto Bambavanweed.
Caller, let me educate you a little bit. When they do over Price Smart, they pay the whole line in a white go down.
Yeah, I know, and they do it over again.
They do it over and they pay the whole thing in a solid line go down. But the thing is, every morning they just have traffic warden.
Right.
And the traffic warden, hold on.
I know, I see they normalize that. They tell people break it.
The traffic warden, they be directing people to merge.
Right. Yeah,
not one day in the last year.
But what I'm saying, based on the regulations, if you cross a white line, you're subjected to some discipline.
Well, then let me ask you something. When you're going up the highway and right through the highway have lines?
Yeah, but it is
no, hold on, caller. Hold on. If you're going up the highway and you merge from the left to right, where you cross over, not a line?
Yeah, but there are certain places you have to cross over the broken white line, not the continuous white line.
Well, then on the highway, I have no broken line. The highway, I make a call this evening. I make a call this evening. When I inspected that. The inspector started to cuss me and asked me if the policeman getting mad. The inspector started to cuss Saeed, that effing man getting mad or something. How the man could charge you for a ticket? How the man could give you the offense when everybody know that's how it is by Price Mart over there? That man, you want to go to court? Are you ready, you know? I could go to court anytime with you. Is it nonsense? Is it stink attitude? I don't tolerate it at all. Because every night I write here on national television, back in Trinidad and Tobago Police Service. But you see when I like an innocent ticket and have a stink attitude on top of it, it don't cut it with me at all. It ain't cutting it. It ain't cutting it. So I want to ask the officer, the one in stripes, and I ask the constable, if I come off the highway and I swing in just like any other car, what is the violation I commit? What is the violation? The red car gone. But Saeed get it. The red car gone. Many other vehicles gone. But I got ticket. I got ticket for doing the same thing the pop out the picture. I get a ticket for doing the same thing the red car doing. You see what the red car doing? The red car gone and I got ticket. Everybody else merging, come from the highway and merging from the right to the left to come over the flyover. How the mother in hell it violating on the left hand side. So which part I had to go now to come on the flyover? And the man have a driver's permit in his hand. You know driver's permit is how way you living? The man reading it. Come back to me, drive. All right. The man reading it. You're from 14 carrying Savannah Road. Well, you know there is a violation. How the mother in hell does a violation? Tell me. Tell me. Trinidad and Tobago, let me tell you something. It have police officers. And it have duncy head police officers. Traffic wardens just tell people, all emerging. 6 o'clock this evening, a clown come out. Dan man, let me tell you something. Don't play coming after me because I highlight you, you know. I highlight the stupidness of the ticket. That is why I highlight. So viewers, we have come to the end of our program tonight, but I just want to show all you how innocent people could get tickets. But nevertheless, we'll deal with something else on our next day. Until we meet again, good night.